Good afternoon. My name is Octavia Marsh, and I'm a student at Liberty University in the Human Services Counseling program. For the Human Services Counseling 511 course, we were charged as students to convene a group session. And so, therefore, I convened a strategic planning task session with my organization, where I am the executive director, and we convened that session on Thursday, October 25th from 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock p.m. at Bon Secours Memorial Regional Hospital in Mechanicsville, Virginia. I utilized their community education room and had it organized where I had tables and chairs organized in a U shape with a screen and podium set up at the front of the room so that I had total oversight of the room and was able to better facilitate discussion and be able to really scan around the whole room and watch for some of that nonverbal behavior. So I am the executive director of the organization, and I maintain a professional relationship with the members that I have, both coalition and board members. And I had 12 members attend this task meeting. We typically convene monthly and have open session meetings, which are mostly discussion based. But for the purposes of this meeting, and which was normally a little bit longer than we normally convene, this was more of a task meeting based on our purpose of convening this special session and what we really wanted to accomplish. So our mission of the organization is to prevent and reduce substance use, primarily among youth in the community. And so the purpose of convening this meeting was really to have members come together in one place to spend some time and really discuss those substance use problems and identify some realistic strategies that can impact or mitigate those problems. And so the way that I opened up the meeting was by having everyone in attendance complete the Gary Smalley personality assessment. And so that is where it kind of asks a few questions, or it gives you a few words, and members can mark which words best match them and their personality. And so then it would show that their outcomes are either going to be a beaver, an otter, a lion, or a golden retriever. And so that was interesting because it kind of did break the ice, but it allowed members to really see, who has similar personalities and thought processes. And so that was a great way to really start this task meeting. And so following that icebreaker, I had my contracted evaluator go over some data so that everyone was knowledgeable and had the right education and information about what is actually happening in our community with respect to youth substance use. And so I thought that that was important because we never want to assume. And so I think that just by opening it up and giving everyone the right resources, that we can all be on the same page. And so following that, we had our youth group actually do a short presentation about some data in a strategic planning process that they had undergone this summer with respect to vaping. And so that was almost an intro to the training that I did in the session, where I wanted to educate members about how to apply the strategic planning framework process and the 7 strategies for community level change to whichever substance and issue that they thought we should focus on in our coming year's action plan. And so that was a great segue into that. And then I was able to take back over the meeting and guide some training and facilitation of discussion about that process and what do these members see as the very issues and why, and really to just start getting at what we call in the strategic planning process is root causes and local conditions. And so that just seeks to ask, but why and but why here. And so that also allowed the group to become engaged and to really facilitate in their own right some discussion, and definitely increase that engagement and participation amongst the group. And so that was really the goal of the meeting. And then, of course, we took a break and allowed for dinner and some networking, in which the conversations actually did continue throughout dinner. And so you could also tell that there was that buy-in and this strength and uptake of engagement, if you will, among the members. And so really just reflecting on that and my overall goals of facilitating that session, which after that was also facilitated by a piece where I allowed members to get into groups and tried to separate it, to have one of each personality type within the group. And there was a little bit of overlap with that, which was okay, but tried to have that where they could get together and discuss and then put, some of their ideas down and actively brainstorm. And really that was the task, which will then follow on into our shorter, continuous monthly meetings. And so just reflecting on that, my overall evaluation, and based on also comments from those members, is that I facilitated a meeting that was very well organized, it was very well facilitated, and that we were able to accomplish all of our goals, and that everyone felt included. And so that we could also identify some strengths and weaknesses in that. And so the main challenges that I encountered in the experience was really just running out of time, because the conversations were so robust. And so I think that although it was very strategic and organized, members actually found that they needed more time to really have some of these conversations, which were deep, and that they realized that we don't know everything to solve all of these problems, but together we definitely can try to come up with some realistic and smart strategies to mitigate these problems. And so I feel overall very good about it, and especially that I had a plan in place also to carry forth. And it might not be all the same people at the table when we convene again, but now we have that shared knowledge and overarching respect of what our members care about and what they see as the issues in the community. And so, if anything, I think, if I could have handled anything differently, it really would have just been to do this sooner, because I think that it was valuable for the group. And so really, just to summarize my experience, it was very good. And I think just having the knowledge to facilitate a group process and make sure that everyone was included and felt accepted really helped me. And as a leader, just using some of these strategies and processes, really, I think that can strengthen my group, and especially as I actively recruit more members. And so I think just where I can enhance some of my group skills is just to be able to really simplify the knowledge that I have and how I can share that with others, and using a variety of the group techniques and facilitation processes as well. And so if I had just one concluding thought, that would just be to ensure, multicultural competence as well in this process. And because if I had members that were from, other cultures, could this process maybe have been a little different? So I think just expanding on that knowledge and just expanding on, what I was successful with and where possibly I could strengthen some of those group skills. And so I'm definitely looking forward to continuing some of those group experiences and taking the information and knowledge that I've learned in this course forward in the remainder of my meetings. Thank you.